Okay. Jurassic World Dominion, y'all. I saw it on the midnight premiere on Thursday, and it's taken me this long to process it, and this long to just form my opinions and gather my thoughts, and just trying to fathom and comprehend what I watched. And my honest opinion is that I did not care for it. I didn't expect much from it. All I wanted from it was to be better than Fallen Kingdom, which it was. So I was happy with that. But was it a great movie? Absolutely not. It has its moments, and I found myself actually bored with this movie. Like, I was counting the hours. I was very disappointed with this movie, and good God, the first act was so confusing for me. Like, I literally could not follow the story because I didn't even know what movie I was watching halfway through it, because I could have sworn it was Mission Impossible. I was just waiting for Tom Cruise to come out of nowhere and take the Chris Pratt on a motorcycle ride or something like that. That's just how confusing the whole first act was. And like, I'll get into that later, but literally, well, first for starters, they cut off the first 10 minutes of the film that was supposed to make the film make sense, like the prologue they called it, where it opened up and you're in the Cretaceous period and stuff, and then Rexy takes a drive-in theater or something like that, and like, all that was scrapped, like, thrown out the window, or like, bye-bye, and I was like, they didn't include that? Oh well. So, apparently that's going to be in the director's cut that's coming out, so that's good. I'm just waiting for that to come out before I watch it again, because apparently the theatrical theater version wasn't the complete one, so that's why they're claiming it did so bad, because it wasn't all there. I don't buy it. I think it's just going to be garbage no matter what, but that's besides the point. Let's just talk about the first act. The first act should not have been approved by Universal or whoever it was who gives it the green light to being done, because it was confusing as hell. It was zipping from place to place, from place to place, like every 2 minutes we were in the desert and we were in the snow, we were in the desert and we were in the snow. And I honestly had a whiplash from that. How fast it jumped and stuff. And a lot of it was just things we didn't need to see and already knew. Like, for instance, after the Mosasaurus attack and the news roll of where we are now, it jumps to the scene where Claire and like her buddies or whatever their names are, like stealing the baby trike out of the black market kind of thing. That scene literally was not needed at all. I mean, we get it. She likes to protect dinosaurs and is doing all that shit. We don't need to see another chase sequence, which was literally, like, I was bored with it. It wasn't exciting, in my opinion. And it honestly was unnecessary and didn't add much to the film at all, because we already knew it. And then it jumps to Sattler, and then she does the whole locust. The bugs are eating shit and not bios, and that's interesting. And then we're get thrown over into the winter shit, and then Chris Pratt is like a cowboy, and he like freaking lassos a bunch of Parasaurolophus or whatever the fuck they're called, and like that was unnecessary. That whole introducing characters doing wrangling dinosaurs and breaking them out of prison, I just felt was unnecessary and just shattered everything, but I guess that kind of shows what they've been up to, which you could kind of assume that's what they've been up to, because those are the kind of things that those kinds of people would do in situations like that. But, and then we get thrown back into, after we catch up with those characters, we get shot back to Datler and Grant, their awkward reuniting thing, and it was kind of weird and awkward, which I guess that was supposed to be. And then also we were in France or something, or Italy, or in Europe or something. Or was that, I don't, it's been a minute. Well, either way, it goes like, they meet up, and then we go back to Claire and Maisie, who's having teenager issues, and she's like, I'm a clone, but I don't want to be a clone. I have to find myself, and I guess that's the gay agenda, having people question themselves and stuff, but that's not about gay, but being a clone, so that I guess that's different, but the same kind of feel of questioning your own self when you're not sure of things. Well, I guess that makes, I don't know, but honestly wish they would keep politics out of movies like that. But and then like literally we jump to Maisie running away, and then Claire just watching her run away. She literally could have prevented the whole movie if she would have just seen her stepchild, or whatever Maisie is now to them, literally packing her bag and literally leaving, which she wasn't supposed to, and Claire literally was just standing there like a deer in the headlights, just watching her kid leave and not even trying to do anything, just slowly walking to the door and didn't even do nothing the whole time. She could have prevented it. She didn't even say stop. She didn't even try to reason with her. She just literally watched her go. She's like, okay, bye. But, so, and then she gets basically gets abducted, and then they have to go to wherever country it is, and then they go to that country, and then the movie just turns into Mission Impossible with all these spies and black market shits and dino wranglings, which was kind of cool. I'll give it that. That was the black market scene with the dino pit and the guy's getting his arms like eaten during interrogation and the dinosaurs break out. That was kind of cool. But I kind of feel realistically, if a Carnotaurus and like a Baryonyx, I think it was eating your arms, you wouldn't be just standing there, laying there and being like, oh, this is fine, I'll tell you things and shit. I'd be freaking out trying to fight off the motherfuckers, but that's just me. But, so, I don't know. The black market people were annoying, and then they all wind up in Biosyn, and that's when I started figuring out, trying to piece things together from the first half, since we went from Allie to Chris to Claire, and then Allie again, and back to Claire and Chris, and then it was so confusing. I had no idea what was going on with that. Moving on, so, and then they go to Biosyn, which just conveniently Malcolm works there for whatever reason, to be a spy or whatnot, and Malcolm and Allie try to be all like cool kids and with mono jargon and DMs and stuffing each other, and all that was weird, and all the Biosyn stuff is weird. And then, I mean, as the movie progressed, it got better, and I kind of got more interested. Like, I kind of actually enjoyed the whole Biosyn and then the bugs. And that was another thing I liked about it. I liked it how the bugs were, they put like the dinosaurs, like not as the main focus, but like on the back burner, like they're just there. You can't really do anything with them anymore other than just coexist. And then have a new threat like the bugs and stuff, and not even Biosyn's cross, but everyone else says like some insane James Bond villain-ness. But besides that, it was cool. And another cool thing that I liked was the Bar Assault Cannon making a reappearance, which I would have loved some background information, even though they claimed that if you want to know what happens, you have to watch season 5 of our Camp Cretaceous show, but I really feel like they shouldn't do that, because what if you don't want to watch Camp Cretaceous for whatever reason because it's under you? I don't know. I mean, I've seen the episodes and they're pretty good, but I don't feel like you should have to watch a show to get answers from a movie. That answers for that movie should be in that movie line, but that's just me. Oh yeah, and then everyone, I mean, the Giganogus or whatever is called, that giant dinosaur, he was cool, but at the same time, the movie left out a lot of important information with the Giganogus and the T-Rex, or Rexy, or whatever we'll just call it the T-Rex for argument's sake. And then, because in the prologue, there was the Giga kills the T-Rex, and then it's like 65 million years later they're back and stuff, so that would have explained the whole importance of the history between the two, why the T-Rex backed off at the first kill site, and then why it was like a personal fight at the end, because without that information it just felt like, it was like, what's so great? It's a big dinosaur and a big dinosaur, okay, but there was more to that, but you don't get that more because you don't have the prologue to set the tone of the movie like you got. It set the tones of the previous movies of Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World. It doesn't set the mood for the movie. It doesn't tell you how to feel, but that was a big loss of the film, and another reason why I think it didn't do so well. And in that big whole T-Rex fighting in scenes, we've seen it before. We get the T-Rex isn't a great fighter. It's just a pushover, really, and it always needs assistance from another dinosaur in order to kill the bigger dinosaur. Well, maybe Rexy could have done it when she was younger, because she is old. You have to remember she's old, so she can't, not as strong as she was, maybe. Who knows? I don't know shit about T-Rexes, but she's like an old lady, and good God, that whole recreation of the logo shit in the Biosyn thing, that was stupid. Like, I saw it coming once I saw the circle architecture. I was like, no, they better not, and they did. I was like, oh my God. That was so cringe. But anyway, like this video. Another problem I had with the T-Rex is, like, it's like has the curse of Michael Myers in it or something, where it like gets put down for the count. Like, I literally thought it died when the game was like throwing on the ground, because she just like looked like it got impaled and was like all dead looking and shit. So I was like, oh, that's sad. It literally made me think it was dead, but I should have known that it's the T-Rex. You can't kill the T-Rex or else there'd be blood in the streets like Jurassic Park 3. But which, speaking of which, I'm glad they didn't bring the Spinosaurus back, because the Jurassic World thing was enough for me, but that's it. But like came back to life, and then she like body slammed the Giga against the long nailed dinosaur thing, which I refuse to believe for my mental health that was a herbivore, because those things are terrifying. But I literally was like, is this T-Rex Michael Myers or something, where it gets knocked out and then comes back to life after re-healing or something? Because that is annoying. I mean, the Jurassic World, literally they had the Indominus was about to rip her to shreds, and then Blue comes out of nowhere and then saves her. So it was like, okay, we get it, T-Rex ain't that strong, ain't that great, and then you have to reiterate it again with another one. I mean, I felt like that was unnecessary. Like, the whole battle, like, this whole movie was unnecessary, which it did clear up the whole clone shit, which was just a lie, it turned out, which I was glad it was a lie. But I have a feeling that it wasn't a lie. When they released the second one, they were like, oh yeah, we're going to do human cloning now since we have technology, why not? And then the fans were like, no, this was stupid, don't do human cloning. So they had to cover their asses and be like, oh no, her mother didn't clone her, it was a blah blah mother there in the baby fetus and stuff, and Site B and stuff and all that. But that just reminded me of a great game for Dominion. If you watch it, you take a shot with every reference to the original trilogy. You're gonna be drunk as hell if you do that. Good God. All those references were too much. And, I mean, they brought back the original cast, for crying out loud. You knew that was going to be a big movie flop because, like, you know, they knew the characters of the new trilogy weren't selling the movies, or for me anyway, because they were not that well written, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really care for them at all, so they have to bring the people back to help carry the movie and finish strong. Like Jeff Goldblum literally carried the whole movie on his back. That's just me, but yeah, he's the only good one. And Sam Neill's character was just like really standing here like not doing much. He's just like an awkward old man in today's technology filled world, which is kind of what his character was in Jurassic Park, I guess, but not machine computer compatible, whatever Sattler said. But anyway, God, this movie, real. I've heard it's better the second time around, but I'm not wasting my money to see that garbage, confusing ass movie again. I mean, I'll see the director's cut, which they claim they're gonna bring out soon, like next month, I think it is. But yeah, that'd be exciting. I'll see the director's cut with the prologue, and they better re-edit the first act. And this is how you should re-edit. I'll even tell you. You should start out with Sattler. Like, scrap the whole Mosasaurus. Get rid of the Claire breaking out the baby Triceratops thing. Just get rid of that. That was garbage. It doesn't add nothing. It doesn't tell us anything new. I mean, I guess you can keep the newscast. That was okay, I guess. But, should have opened up with Sattler on the farm. And then it should have jumped to the whole Claire and basically getting kidnapped kind of thing, and then jump to back to Sattler where she is at Grant's tent, and then they go on their mission kind of thing. I feel like, so you're not jumping back and forth, you know, but that's just my opinion, and I doubt that they'll do that. But yeah, that's pretty much my whole thought of that movie, and I guess Dawson's death was great. It was alright. It was appropriate, I suppose, since that's the way nature went, and so they made Dawson go that way. So I guess that was kind of ironic, and then Barbara's soul kind of rolls into the darkness or something like that. But yeah, that's my thoughts of Dominion. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. At least watch the director's cut if you haven't seen it. Well, I practically just told you the whole movie right now. But and Henry Wu's character, like, that was interesting. Like, I feel like they literally, I don't know, like what they did with his character. He was like the double spy or something, and then in the first movie, and then he was like, they're pretty much Engine's prisoner, whoever Mills worked for in the second, and then by the third one, he's magically a Biosyn, and then he's like all change everything, and I can save this problems and blah blah blah, and corporate greed, and I was really hoping he would get eaten or something. And that's another problem I had with this movie. There wasn't a lot of deaths. There were like 3 deaths, I think it was. There was like that guy in the pit thing with the black market guy. He died, and then Dawson died, and then that guy on the scooter died, and that was it really. No one else got eaten. I would have loved for more people getting. That was like just 3 people got eaten, and one of them was an extra, and the extra was the best of the whole movie in my opinion. And then, but I wish they would have killed like Chris Pratt and that pilot lady, because they had potential for to character development and like a little rivalry, one-upping each other, but they didn't. They just were like static throughout the whole movie. Chris's character, Owen, I think his name is, didn't do nothing with them. There was potential there, but I'm just going on now about other things. But yeah, I recommend watching the director's cut or watching the first 10 minutes from the Super Bowl and then go and watch it if you haven't seen it already, or if you still want to watch it after this video. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Oh, I also got this cool Dominion popcorn bucket thing at AMC theaters. I almost forgot about this. This was probably the only highlight of the whole experience, was this cool tin trash can of Dominion. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much But yeah,